Hi, today I am going to show you how I make pumpkin puree. I have heard a time or two within the food blogging worlds that there is a pumpkin puree shortage, so I wanted to show you my easy method to make your own. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret, and that is that I don't always use pumpkin. So I can make pumpkin puree, or what I call pumpkin puree, all year round. I do just use fall or autumn hard squashes. So today I have an organic butternut squash, an acorn squash, and a red kabocha squash, which is also called a Japanese pumpkin. So all you need to make the pumpkin puree or squash puree is your squash, a little bit of olive oil, and your oven. That's it. Okay, the first thing you need to do is halve your pumpkins. So I'm just going to take my knife and cut this squash in half. And then I'm just going to scoop out the seeds. Just like that. So for these seeds, you can either clean off the pulp and then just take the seeds and you can bake them separately, or you can compost them, either way. Now you just have your pumpkin halves, or your squash halves, a little bit of olive oil, and a baking sheet. Let me move these out of my way. I just line it with a little parchment paper, you don't have to. And then you just take a silicone brush and you just swab the olive oil in that hollow and along the rim. And just place it cut side down on the paper. You can also just drizzle the oil in, you don't have to brush it. And while you're prepping your squash, you can be preheating your oven. So you have your squashes cleaned, cut, brushed with a little oil, and then you're ready to go to the oven. And again, it's preheated to 375 degrees. All right, once your pumpkin has cooled enough for you to touch it, you're just going to bring it over to your workspace. I'll be right back. And that's what your pumpkins are going to look like. They should be cool enough for you to touch them. So you're just going to grab it. I use a kitchen towel so I don't burn myself. You can see it's still steaming a little bit. And then you just take a spoon and you scoop out that cooked pumpkin flesh. Just put it in a bowl. Smells really good. Someone should invent smell-o-vision. I'm going to go back and finish all of that, but I just wanted to show you, just scoop out that cooked flesh and you have this puree. You can take a fork and mash it so it's all uniform. And then you have your homemade pumpkin puree. Okay, so I showed you how I make homemade pumpkin puree. I happen to have a jar in the fridge from last weekend when I did this. So what I like about making my own pumpkin puree, besides it being so easy, is that I know what's in it, and all that's in it is the squash and the little bit of olive oil that I brushed on it when it's baking, but it doesn't have any added sugar, no preservatives. It's just pumpkin. And so then I can use this as I would any other pumpkin puree. And what I'll show in a little bit is a pumpkin bundt cake that I love making during the fall. So that's it, homemade pumpkin puree.